Let's make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Chevrolet of Granger. In July, Chevy brings big savings. Get 0% for 5 years and no payments for 90 days on eligible 2026 Silverado models, or drive home the popular Trax with 2.9% financing or lease for as low as $299 a month. If you are listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watch it on YouTube today. Slap that subscribe button. Go ahead and give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Phone lines are always open. We pay for those phone lines. Use them. 515-517-2303. And follow us on social media. What's going on there, Roscoe?
For some reason, the word slap's funny.
It is.
Slap
your mama.
Yeah, slap your mama.
Slap your mama.
That's what I was thinking too.
Isn't slap your mama a sauce? Isn't that like a hot sauce?
It comes from the movie. I think it is maybe Friday After Next. Maybe it's Next Friday. You know the movie Friday?
Yes.
Had two sequels after it. Had Next Friday and then Friday After Next. I think it might be Friday After Next. His uncle that won the lottery and started a barbecue company. Barbecue so good, make you want to slap your mama.
There is something about the word slap. What's another word that is like cool like that? You say slap. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you.
You know, the kids will say, if the song's a banger, you know how us cool kids, we call songs bangers.
Yeah.
The kids will say that song slaps.
See, and my daughters use the word slay. That's slay.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, I guess I've outgrown that. Slay.
Yeah.
Slaying the dragon.
Audrey had a friend spend the night last night. They speak a different language. It's all right.
They downstairs, like she's waking up going, who's talking? Who's talking?
No, I just opened the bedroom door. You've never seen two more embodiments of sleep in your life. 2 9-year-old girls are like, that's amazing. You're like, oh, they're out. Are you fully synergized? Do you feel synergetic with the company, with the world, with yourself?
Yesterday was a long day, man. It was a long 8 hours inside a conference room. A lot of deep discussions, and I don't know if it was synergy. It was funny because even our facilitator who comes in to do it, he goes, this room has a different energy. He goes, you guys are all quiet. There's just been a lot going on, and, it's the middle of summer, and I don't know if we fully became synergized. I think we left with a pretty clear plan, but, it was just one of those emotionally draining days. But I think we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. Maybe we should have should we get together, me, you, Jeff, Ken, Brandon, and have a synergy meeting sometime? We should synergize. We should synergize.
Yeah.
We should do it at a golf course is where we should synergize.
I was going to say, probably be some food and beer involved. Drinks of some type. Doesn't have to be beer.
I didn't see it, but Tony on the chat said last night was a buck moon. Do you know what a buck moon is?
About to find out. I did notice a very, the other night, let's see, what night was that? Saturday night? Like a really orange moon.
And that's what it is. So I looked up a buck moon.
Okay. Full moon in July?
Full moon in July. Gets its name from the male deer, known as bucks, push out or grow their velvet-covered antlers this time of year. So now I guess it's the buck moon that is also red. Red.
You ever gone out and slayed any deer?
Dude, I'm not against I'm not against guns. I'm not against hunting. I'm just not a hunter. I've never killed another animal in my life. The closest thing I've come to killing anything is when I play my Ghost Sniper game on the phone, and I just maim them and let them walk around, and then I blow their heads off. But I've never gone deer hunting. I've never gone duck hunting. I've never gone pheasant hunting. I've only fished maybe 5 times in my life, right? And that's just because somebody put a pole in my hand and said, "You want to fish?" I'm like, sure, I'll go ahead and do that. I don't know. You know, I think hunting, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And it's a sport. It's an outdoor sport. I get it. I think you have to be brought up with it. I mean, I think it's ingrained with you at an early age of going out and hunting and doing that. Like our mutual friend Pat, he loves to go turkey and pheasant hunting. I mean, he's got himself a black lab and trains that dog, and he's always like, "Do you want to go hunting?" I'm like, "Dude, I've never fired a gun. I shouldn't say that. I fired a gun maybe like twice in my life at a range. It's like, yes, you know,
Dude, I'll tell you.
I'm such a pussy when it comes to that stuff.
I'll tell you what is some synergizing. There's a place called Doc's Hunt Club where you go out and you shoot skeet as a group.
Okay,
that's fun.
I would probably enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Here's what I know about my friends who have guns and like to hunt. They like to buy a lot more guns. And and I have no problem with that. All I see is it becomes a very expensive hobby. Right? It's like, oh, I just got this 30-06. Okay, now I need the 12-gauge shotgun. Now I need this. I'm like, well, how many guns do you need to go hunting with? I don't know. I'm sure there's.
It does become a collection.
I mean, look at the rods behind you. Oh,
dude, and that's a fifth of what I have in the house. I mean, not even. I don't know how many fishing poles I have on my premises right now, in the garage and in the house.
And if you wanted it to be, that could be a very expensive hobby as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, same thing.
Now, have you ever gone hunting?
Yeah, I've never shot a deer. I've been pheasant hunting with my dad and brother. My dad used to have a really good Brittany dog that was a good hunting dog. So, I mean, it went, but that was never my thing. Fishing was way more fun for me.
But did your dad get you into fishing? Is what I'm saying. So it goes back to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's the guy that taught me how to do everything and would take me out on the water. Yeah, most of my first fishing memories are definitely with Dad. So yeah, I see what you're saying there. Very, very rarely. My cousin Audie, who goes to Canada with me, was camping with me last week. Audie is a guy that's an outdoorsy guy. In spite of it wasn't taught to him as a young man. Audie was raised basically by a single mom, and she didn't teach him how to hunt and fish, I don't think. But Audie's a really good fisherman and likes to hunt.
Cool.
He told
I'm batching it, by the way.
He told me he took my cousin hunting. He's like, I took Sandy hunting. I'm like, no way. How'd that go? Because Sandy's not much of an, you know what I mean? She's not super outdoorsy. I was like, oh, how was it? He goes, she said she had fun, but I had to wake her up snoring several times. The deer can hear you.
You're spooking them. Stop it.
You're batching it again?
I'm batching it again. My wife and my daughter just.
Another hailstorm came through and you sent Anjanette to the.
Yeah. She left about an hour ago for Mississippi. Okay. And then I'm driving down Friday after the show. So,
nice. Okay.
And then I'm coming back on Sunday. So Abigail's in need of a second car. They've been a one-car family, but as stuff starts to change, so I'm like, I've got a couple extra cars sitting in the driveway. You can have this one. So I'm gonna drive down a car for her and then drive back on Sunday. So I'll be batching it. But right after the show on Friday, you got to drive 12 hours to Water Valley. That'll be fun. Windshield time by myself. And a car that doesn't have like doesn't have the modern amenities that we're used to, like CarPlay and stuff like that. I'm like, ooh, I can listen to FM radio. I don't know the last time I listened to FM radio. Oh, the last time I listened to AM radio.
Been a while.
I mean, well, now that you've got the Rogue, and I think your Jeep had it too, you kind of get used to those modern amenities. Like, we're on the app, right? You got the TuneIn app, you've got the Rush Radio Show app, and you're like, or whatever you play on your streaming, that just becomes the normal.
It's so fast how that technology becomes the new normal.
Yeah.
It's so fast. It's like that. Yeah, there's a Louis C.K. bit about how everything's amazing and we're all miserable. And yeah, I get this new navigation stuff on my. Well, then the minute your phone doesn't connect, you're like, what's wrong? How come it's not? Drive the car. You know where you're going. Drive the car.
But my maps. I need my map.
The screen. Where's the screen? Drive the car.
Yeah.
So the 99 Ford Ranger, surprisingly, no Bluetooth technology. Ford a little behind the game, turned out.
You could actually get Bluetooth technology. They sell this little dongle that you plug into the cigarette lighter, and you could make that thing as cool as you want it to be.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I could. It's got a CD player in it. The Ford Ranger does. So it doesn't even have a tape deck. If it had the tape deck, I could do one of those old school where you plug the tape in and the tape has a cord that comes out of it. Do you remember this?
Yes. How did those even work? I'm trying to figure out how those even work.
And then the cord attached to your Discman so you could have a CD in your cassette. Yeah.
What are some of the dumbest inventions like that? Because
was that dumb?
Well, looking back, it wasn't dumb. It was highly inconvenient, and I wouldn't say the audio quality was the disc quality that you were getting from, the audio crispness of digitally. It was like, why does this Discman sound like AM radio? Or do you remember when people had like the 8 CD changers in the trunk? Like if you wanted to switch your CDs, you literally had to open up your trunk,
please,
and put new CDs in.
You just described it's I'm thinking of a Pontiac Grand Am with a no fear sticker in the back window. Some guy just popped it open and he's got it's a 32 disc changer. 9 of the discs are Metallica.
32 disc changer?
Yes. You never saw those?
I never saw a 30. And you ran in a different crowd than I did. 32 disc changer?
32 disc changer. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that as big as it got? Did they have like a 64?
I'm younger than you, Travis. I think what we're talking about there is just the evolution. The same guy that you knew that had the 8 disc changer, 10 years later had the 32 disc changer.
Wow.
But dude, think all the genres he had there. Yeah, he had 9 Metallica and probably 2 Journey albums.
Threw a Buck Cherry in there just for the shits and giggles.
Yeah, yeah. But he also had a Sade. Never knew if he was going to be picking up a girl, driving around, needed some smooth operator.
Smooth operator, dust to dust, LA to Chicago, modern man. Sade, like, highly unappreciated.
Highly unappreciated.
Yeah.
She's the female Barry
White. That's love making music, right?
That's absolutely. She's the female Barry White. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago. What's that accent? Where's Sade from?
I'm gonna. If you did that accent, I'm gonna say somewhere in the Caribbean.
Wait a minute. Sade's a band? I thought it was a lady. It is. It is. It's also the first name of the lead singer. Whew.
Is she from the Caribbean?
I thought we were having a Hootie and the Blowfish moment there for the entire 80s. She's from London, England. From London, England. Sade Adu, Paul Denman, Stuart Matthewman, and Andrew Hale consist of the band. The
But
band
all you really think of is Sade.
The band has not had a drummer since 1986.
How do you have a band without a drummer?
You're damn good. You got rhythm. You
Damn.
don't need somebody else doing the rhythm when you got Sade.
Now, when I say Annie Lennox, do you think of Annie Lennox or do you think of the Eurythmics?
No, I think of Annie Lennox. When you say
Yeah.
the Eurythmics, I think Annie Lennox.
Okay. This is what
Never,
people...
never thought of her as hot.
You know, I know where you're going with that, and I can appreciate that opinion. How about this?
Where I'm going with that is I weirdly did think Grace Jones was.
That's kind of where I am with Annie Lennox. It's like at first like and then it's the uniqueness, right? You're like, yeah. Was Cyndi Lauper hot to you?
No, because she was so goofy. Like when I think of Cyndi Lauper, I think of Captain Lou Albano. Remember?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That girls just want to have fun, right?
Yes.
And then was that also a movie with Sarah Jessica Parker?
What, girls just want to have fun?
Something like that, right? Or I don't know. Captain Lou Albano.
We got somebody in New York, several people in Atlanta right now going, what the hell are these guys talking about?
Welcome aboard, guys.
Welcome to the board, the Rush Radio Show with Travis and Ross. I mean, it's sports, it's entertainment, it's life, it's pop culture. It's really anything that pops into our head is really what it comes down to. So it's good to have you along. Ross, Big Ten Media Days kicked off yesterday for football. Our last one. Yeah. Probably the best headline. The best headline. We're going to get into the playoff talk and Kirk Ferentz and Matt Campbell and stuff like that. Probably the best headline was in his opening statement, Brett Bielema, and I'm not going to play that part. I'm going to play why he said it. It's, kind of referenced the SEC and said, the SEC just wishes it was 2005. And he did, and people let it go. And then Stuart Mandel got up and said, hey, you made this sly comment about the SEC thinking it wanted to be in 2005. And Bielema right away. I like Bielema, by the way. He's kind of like a no-filter guy. I appreciate no-filter guys. Goes, I guess I just made the headline, didn't I? He knew what he was doing when he said that. You know what you're doing. But he gave a better explanation to Stuart Mandel and the rest of the crowd of why he said what he said in thinking the SEC wishes it was 2005.
What I'm saying is, I went to the league, I went to the SEC, and it was a completely different league, in my opinion, than the one I was in the Big Ten prior. And just with the basically the two biggest things, the biggest components are the transfer portal and revenue share, or NIL, however you want to describe it. When those two elements came into college football, the whole world changed. I mean, it's overly obvious to say that. It's a different world, man. The last 3 years, the quarterback I have now, we would not have gotten if the world was existed 5 years ago. I know that. Neither would my left tackle, my left guard, my center, and my right tackle wouldn't be here playing for me, right? And you go around to every team, and the rosters have changed because of those two components, the transfer rule and revenue share. It's a different world. Anything beyond that is nonsense. That's where I'm coming from.
Is that a way of saying they all cheated? None of us cheated. We all cheated before. Because he's saying,
I think you could. I think you could. I don't think that was his intent to say that. I really don't. I just think he was trying to point out, man, we opened the rules up for these kids. We opened the rules up and look at how it's leveled the playing field. The SEC, what he says, 2005, that was the dominant conference. I couldn't have got a kid like this at Illinois in 2005. Not a kid, 5 guys. My quarterback and 4 really important linemen wouldn't even have come to this university under the old rules. And so I don't know that he's necessarily saying they cheated. I mean, that's what all of us think that you look back on it and you go, well, and it's just so, it's been so obvious for so many decades that schools have bent the rules and done things.
But you even brought it up, and you've brought it up several times, not just in the last year and a half we've been doing the show on the way we do it, but even before, and that is the world changed when they did this because it let people go, oh, we can give people money. We can show you actual value. Because before, he's not wrong. The SEC was dominating for a long time. And really, the haves and the have-nots. There were haves. He kind of went into he was very frustrated when he was at Wisconsin because they did some data, and like Wisconsin was like one of the top 3 winningest programs over the previous 20 years. But the Big Ten wanted to focus on Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, and Nebraska because they had a 50-year history. And he's like, and Barry Alvarez said, hey, control what you can control. Just keep going out and winning. But he was upset because it was like, this is who the Big Ten wanted to promote. Well, if you really go back and we're going to hear from Kirk Ferentz a little bit later on, Kirk Ferentz says, and the path we're on now, and we can go back to our Keith Mondillo conversation we had a couple weeks with him when he said, hey, the money problems are going to sneak up on everybody unless you get some governance and some rules around this, meaning you will, again, create the haves and the have-nots. In the 70s, 80s, early 90s, 2005, you had the haves and the have-nots. You probably had 15 teams that were really competing. I do believe we have more parity in college football today. How does Indiana become a national champion?
The rules changed.
Yes.
More parity. You think that there are more teams that have a chance at winning the national title now than before? And I think,
or at least pull off the upsets or be a lot more competitive on the field.
Yeah. I'd be willing to have that conversation because I don't know. I really don't. Neither one jumps out at me. I don't remember in the mid 90s starting a season and thinking, oh, there's 20 teams that could win the national title. I don't necessarily think that there's 20 that could do it this year. Now, is there another Indiana that can pop out? And again, the rules have changed, and so maybe somebody can make something happen.
Let me reframe it. Do you think there are 20? And I don't disagree with you. Usually it was 5 teams, right? But do you agree there are 20 teams now that can compete a lot better with those 5 teams we were talking about? Or do you think they would be blowouts?
That's a good question. I think it's pretty similar. I don't see it drastically one way or the other. I think it'd be a really fun thing to look into to see. I mean, maybe it hasn't made as much of a change. I think what's happening in my brain is I'm realizing it didn't separate the pack like people said it would. People are like, man, you start paying the players. Again, the old Nick Sabans. You let me pay the players, I'm really going to dominate everybody. And then he quits. I don't know. I don't know that it's caused more parity. I don't know. I don't know that it's had. I think it probably has because, again, in Indiana never would have happened. Brett Bielema was out here saying, I never would have got these guys to Illinois. So, yeah, I've got to just trust I've got to trust those things and say, yep, there is more parity.
So just doing a quick AI search, and not that AI is going to give you a 100% correct answer, but just let's see what the AI says. And I just asked it, is there more parity in college football? It says, yes, college football has more parity in the middle tiers and individual games, driven by the transfer portal and NIL, because you have talent distribution, you have financial resources, and there are closer game margins. Average scoring margins within major conferences like the SEC have dropped significantly compared to past decades, resulting in tighter, more competitive weekly matchups. And CBSSports.com is referenced in that article. So, do you still have the regular players are on top? Yeah. But if those games are closer, they're more exciting to watch. I think that creates parity than somebody winning 42-3. So, interesting drop by Bielema. I think it's a good drop. The SEC, which is it was 2005.
Can't argue. And yeah, everybody, that's a fun line because it's true. SEC does wish it was 2005 because they were dominant. Berger says instead of being blue bloods, it's now the sugar daddies.
There's some truth to that.
That's really good. The sugar daddies.
Who's your sugar daddy? I'll be your sugar daddy. You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Good to have you along on a Wednesday morning. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps in the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, Sales Manager here at Willis Infinity, and this month we have some exciting new offers going on. Right now you can get an all-new 2027 QX60 with rates as low as 2.9% plus $1,000 in special finance cash, or lease it with $1,000 in lease cash. Also, we're running low on 2026 QX80s. Get one now for 0% for 60 months. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at willisinfinity.com or stop by our showroom.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense, because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
When your lights flicker or your outlets quit, call the pros at Mr. Electric of Central Iowa, licensed local electricians handling everything from repairs to installations with upfront pricing and dependable service. Power up your home or your business. Visit Mr. Electric Iowa today. And nothing sucks more than electric problems, so you want it done right. And Mr. Electric's going to do it right for you. Make sure to say, hey, I heard about you on the Rush Radio Show with Travis and Ross. Can you come get my lights on? Can you come replace my panel? They can do it all. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Ross, let's stay on the money thing real quick. We're going to hear from Kirk Ferentz a little bit later on, Matt Campbell as well. But there's something happening at Ole Miss that I want your opinion on. This has come up. It came up at Washington. It's come up at a few different places. Ole Miss tried to handle this silently, try not to do anything. They had two players that signed NIL deals in January. Now, remember, Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss for LSU in December. So you had two players that went through the playoff, got done with the season, signed new NIL deals. I'm going to assume they had agent representation. I know that's a big assumption because some guys may have negotiated without an agent, but I'm going to assume that they had agent representation. Part of that deal, it said, hey, you're signing this NIL deal, and if you break said on an NIL deal, there is a buyout clause. There's a penalty, meaning that you have to do it. Well, those guys signed on like January 6th and January 8th. I could be off a couple days on there. Later on in January, like January 20th, as the portal was getting ready to close, they hop in the portal, sign with LSU the very next day. Now, Ole Miss informed, said, hey, you can go, that's fine, but don't forget you signed said contract with said buyout clause. We're waiting, so this is your buyout. They ghosted Ole Miss. Ole Miss sat on this, waiting to hear something, didn't go public with it, just kind of just underneath. Now, as we're getting ready to start the season, Ole Miss has decided to sue Perriwell Umelin for $550,000 and Devin Harper for $400,000. You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? I mean, when you sign a contract, there are consequences. You have, I mean, when kids were going right out of high school to the NBA, they signed a contract. They knew what they were getting into when they signed said contract. Now, if you sign an NIL deal and you back out of it, that's a contract to me. And the difference being here, your coach left. I understand that. But you also played all the way through the playoff. You got done with the season. You signed your NIL deal after the season.
Right. That's the break to me is you signed a new deal. Whether or not they had agent representation, I don't know that I would assume that, Travis.
That's fair.
They ghosted Ole Miss after that.
Yeah.
Ole Miss says, hey, you guys broke a contract with us. We need to know how this is going to be resolved. And you just ignore it and think, well, that problem's going to go away. They're going to forget about it. That's a big, big, big blunder there. $400,000 blunder on one of them. What was the other one you said?
$550,000 on the other. Now, this gives me a little light, and I don't know if that was the total part of the deal, because the first kid I mentioned, Umelin, or I think that's how I'm pronouncing his name, that dude was like their leading tackler. He had 44 tackles, number of pass rate. He was a beast. The other kid was a 4-star freshman that played in like 6 games. But is that for the full amount of the contract? Is that just the buyout penalty? I don't know where that lays, because if you had an agent, or if you get a notice from somebody saying, hey, you owe us money, don't you go back and say, okay, you're right, we owe you something. Can we work out a different payment plan or a different buyout? Does it have to be the set amount? Now, Ole Miss is livid at this point, because not only did you, because you know there was probably tampering there. I'm making that assumption. You go into you sign, you go into the transfer portal, the very next day you sign with LSU. I'm going to make the assumption that there was contact saying, hey, we can do a better deal. But again, if you sign a deal, you should honor said deal. Whether
and we were using that word contract. These are signed contracts. I would love to know what the details of that contract are.
I think for the most part, the contracts are, hey, we're represented by Learfield or Playfly Sports or whatever that is. You forfeit your NIL rights to us, but we pay you in return for those, meaning we get to market you and we get to find you other deals, but we're going to be in charge with that. And this is what your financial package is going to be. That's where it gets. I have no problem with Ole Miss going after him.
I don't either. I mean, it's what has to happen. Otherwise, talk about the Wild West. Things have been crazy already. And now all of a sudden, guys can sign contracts, make commitments, and the next day say, oh, yeah, by the way, if I had my fingers crossed, so that didn't count.
Yeah, I mean, because if these don't hold up, then what's the point of having contracts?
Then there aren't contracts.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the kid from Washington when he goes, hey, I signed a deal, then I'm going to go in the transfer portal. And they're like, oh, we're going to sue your ass. And,
wait,
they let him know.
Back. I'm coming back. Husky,
Yes.
forever loyal son, forever true. I'm going to fight for Washington. That's what I meant to say.
Does it make, in public perception,
I don't even know what to add anymore, man.
I'm going to ask you this question. In public perception, does it make the school look bad because they're the ones making all the money? Or does it make the student athletes look bad and say, hey, you signed a deal?
Yeah. In my opinion, it makes the student athlete look bad in this situation. You made an agreement knowing the situation. Like, again, I'm with you, Trav. If the timing had been different, if it was like mid-December, they were negotiating, their coach left, they stuck it out through the playoffs. Not, obviously they stuck it out. They don't have an option to transfer in December 12th like their coach did on them. You play the season out and then you decide you're going to do it. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. In fact, Ole Miss doesn't have a problem with the guys that did it that way.
I mean, yeah, they were like, hey, we'll let you out. We'll let you go. You got to compensate us for it.
A little bit of fault on the Ole Miss side for negotiating that contract in such a volatile and emotional. I mean, smart of them because they knew, hey, we strike while the iron's hot. These guys just.
But any coach would do that because
I know
it's the fight for roster spots.
The same thing Lane Kiffin did at LSU. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The next day they were. There's got to be consequences. You sign a contract. This is why I think that one of the important parameters has to be a more defined window of when this stuff is allowed to happen. But even then, you're going to have bad actors, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Got to have rules, and you got to have punishments for breaking those rules, and some way to catch the guys that are breaking the rules.
Well, at Big Ten Media Days yesterday, Kirk Ferentz, the elder statesman in college football. I mean, he's the longest tenured college football coach in America, starting his 28th season at Iowa. 28 years. That's an incredible run. He's seen a lot. And he was asked about the state of college football. He's been kind of repetitive on this, but it's kind of like a refresher course in the way he thinks. Here's Kirk Ferentz talking about the state of college football today.
To me, that's our single biggest issue right now. And I kind of prefer to work with boundaries and with a system, system in place. I spent 6 years in the NFL, and I really don't have any aspirations of ever going back there. Haven't since I left, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every job I've ever had. But the two things I really appreciate about the NFL, contracts are contracts. They mean something, and there's a salary cap. So in the NFL, and the other thing is equal enforcement. Everybody gets enforced. All rules get enforced the same ways, all 32 teams. So you have 32 teams operating in the same system, same set of circumstances and rules. So it really gets down to the players and the coaches. Imagine that. And the more we can move in that direction. I'm old enough to remember the 70s. And I'll give you I'll cherry pick an easy one for you. When I got to Iowa in 81, we went to the Rose Bowl, first time in 19 years we had had a winning season. First time in 13 years that someone other than two teams had been to the Rose Bowl. And I would suggest, the Big Ten's been healthier since 1981 than it was during the 70s. That's just me as a participant. That's how I look at it. And I think if we're not careful, we could go down that road again as a bigger enterprise, college football.
Thoughts on that? Contracts are contracts, and there's a salary cap.
Got to have boundaries. All 32, all of the teams operate under the same rules. And that's exactly what got the NCAA in trouble, was trying to have everybody operate under the exact same rules. Travis, I don't know anymore, dude. I'm having paralysis by analysis on this situation because I think about what we heard Mike Buddy say. Do you want who's?
Do we want to be governed or not?
Do you want to be governed or not? Because if you want to be governed, then give it all up, and we'll do the NCAA thing, and they get to make all the rules, and nobody seemed happy about that. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But Kirk Ferentz is right about going back to the 70s in the Big Ten, but now apply that to some of the other conferences. Apply that to where, Iowa State's in a better position.
Texas Tech's in a better position.
Way better. Baylor's in a better position. Most institutions are. Most institutions are. Is college sports in a better place now than it was? God, I don't know this. I don't know the 70s. I barely remember the 80s. Is college sports in a better place now than it was in the 90s?
The answer to that is yes. Now, some people are going to get mad at me and say, no, this is because you see it all the time. College sports has been destroyed. Well, it hasn't. It's just you don't like the Wild West. Do I think it could plateau and decline because of the fight for money? 100%. I'm not denying that people are going to start hitting financial problems, and schools already have. But do I think the product is better? And I remember the 70s because I'm old. I remember the 80s, remember the 90s. Do I think the product is better? 100%.
Okay.
What he just said about the Big Ten being better from 1981 on is no different than Brett Bielema was saying, hey, go back to 2005. I couldn't have gotten a quarterback like this. I couldn't have gotten an offensive lineman like this. The system is better for the collective. You just got to wrap your – but soon as people figure it out and there becomes this – oh, you can separate yourself because you got more money. We can only take that to a certain level. I believe Iowa can only go to a certain level.
I agree with you on that. Right. And Ohio State's not limited by that leash.
No. Let's use this as an example. Okay? The Big 12, when they had their football media days, Brett Yormark got up on stage and said, we have an incredible announcement. Monster Energy is signing on with the Big 12 for a price tag of $20 million a year. And what are they going to get? They're going to get their logo on every field and basketball court in the Big 12. I believe the Big 12 patch will now be like the Monster Energy Big 12 football patch. So they're going to get like a jersey patch. They're going to get field and court logos. They're going to get branding for $20 million a year. Every school is going to get about $1 million a year. Hey, in the fight for money, this is a step in the right direction. Yesterday, 2 stories dropped that just show Brett Yormark, for as innovative as you want to call him, and I do believe he's innovative. I think he's trying to think outside the box. I think he got taken with $20 million. Ross, Pete Thamel yesterday afternoon announced Ohio State has come to terms with J.P. Morgan Chase to put the J.P. Morgan Chase logo on all Ohio State sports jerseys. So across the board, every sport, for $17 million a year. That's jersey patches on Ohio State softball, wrestling, all that. But the values in football and basketball, right? I think we all understand it. $17 million just for a jersey patch. We're not talking a field logo. We're talking a jersey patch. Then a couple hours later, Notre Dame says, hold my fucking beer.
Dude, sometimes being first, you set that market.
Yes.
And I'm not even sure your mark. Well, I'm saying Ohio State. Ohio State announced that. It was like, okay, there's the bar.
And Notre Dame says, hold my beer, Ohio State. And SoFi Technologies says, Notre Dame, we're going to give you $18 million a year for your jersey patch, and we're going to contribute $1.4 million to your NIL collective for all the other sports. Did the Big 12 get taken at $20 million for what they're...
I mean, let's wait and see, because the details of all of these contracts are what matters. Meaning, can Iowa State still go out and make their own deal? Can Iowa State still go out and sell? Because then this doesn't really, your Marks deal doesn't really have that much of an impact on. It's not a horrible. It doesn't become the. Right now, it looks laughable when you break it down per team and you go, oh my gosh, some of these teams are going to get $1 million for the same thing that some teams are getting $20 million for, $16 million for. Just wait. First of all, Iowa State's not going to get what Ohio State and Notre Dame.
No, Iowa's not going to get what they get.
Yeah, right. No, very, very, very few teams are. So that's the first part of it, is you're comparing yourself to.
Let me ask you a question, though, when it comes to that. If the Big 12 patch, because, the Big 10 has the Big 10, if the Big 12 patch has Monster Energy on here, right? Mm-hmm. Monster Energy Big 12. Does that devalue the other side of the thing?
Absolutely. And Travis, and not only that, does it limit the amount of partners that you can deal with there? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, can you go put Red Bull on the side? If I'm Red Bull, or if I'm Liquid Death, I'm calling a team in the Big 12 going, hey, we want to do your jersey patch, and we want to be a competitor of Monster Energy.
I'm guaranteeing that part of the Monster contract is that exclusivity.
If you're a school, that pisses you off.
That's what I'm saying. You had to. If you're Monster, it has to have an exclusivity thing on it, right? You had to have that as part of the contract to say, hey, by the way, you're not going to put no school can have Red Bull as a major sponsor now. If they didn't, and then what that does is that limits the number of partners that, even if it's a little bit and it's one industry, it limits the number of partners that you can go out and try to negotiate with. You looking it up?
Yeah. No. Individual Big 12 schools cannot sell jersey patches to competitors of Monster Energy.
Okay.
While the conference agreement allows member schools to sell separate additional commercial patch space on their uniforms, Monster Energy holds strict category exclusivity for energy drinks.
Yep. I would have been blown away if they had not gotten exclusivity on that. Then it would have been like, wow, Monster's the idiots at the table. I don't think your Mark's an idiot. I think that we are not.
I don't think he's an idiot either. I think
he got taken on this. I really don't. I think I'm saying wait and see on this. It looks really bad right now when you break it down via team. Let's see how this actually plays out. Create their expectations the right way. You're not going to, if you're an Iowa State fan, you're not Iowa fan. Anybody, you're not going to get what Notre Dame and Ohio State did.
Nope.
So when it's announced that your team has a deal and they're going to put Wells Fargo or whoever for $2 million, don't throw your hands up and surrender Cobra and go, oh my God, we got 1/10 of what Notre Dame. And yeah. Yep, you did. You're right.
I like to think I'm pretty good at this, and you give me compliments on it, but I'm going to ask you the question first.
Okay.
And I think the reason you haven't seen Iowa State, and maybe others announce jersey patch deals yet is because the universities, because I've been in on the presentations, the universities are really trying to get a jersey patch deal like Ohio State where it encompasses the entire athletic department. It eliminates confusion. It creates a brand standard that you're recognized with the athletic department. Unfortunately, a total athletic department deal is a lot more money than an individual sport. But if you're Beth Getz and you're Jamie Pollard or whoever's going to be the next athletic director at Iowa State, what would be if Ohio State sells its entire athletic department's jerseys for $17 million, what is the value of Iowa and Iowa State for an all-athletic department jersey patch?
Let's do Iowa first. I think it's probably the most comparable because of just being in the same conference. Is Iowa's 10?
I think it's less than that.
Less than half?
Yeah, I think if Beth Getz could get $5 million for the entire athletic department, that would be a good get.
Holy shit, a third or a fourth?
Iowa doesn't have the brand Ohio
That's
State
true.
does. Not even close.
I know that. I was hoping it was half. I think
they may be trying to get that. I think it would be a $5 million number.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Okay, what's Iowa State's?
3.
Okay.
3.5, maybe. That's my gut feeling.
What is the type of company that Iowa is pitching a $5 million jersey patch to?
John Deere. But how would that sit with? Didn't they have some layoffs? I mean, look who Notre Dame went to. Look who Ohio State went to. J.P. Morgan Chase, big bank. SoFi. SoFi's got a lot. They've got insurance. They've got banks. They've got student loans. You're talking financial institutions that have a lot of cash. If you go to a corporation that makes something, it almost has to be technology or financial services. That's where the money is.
A lot of people throwing out some ag, Cargill, Pioneer. Seen a couple of Pioneers. Casey's.
But I know what you're saying. Does that investment help Cargill out?
No.
Meaning J.P. Morgan Chase is getting value because every customer in the United States could be a customer of J.P. Morgan Chase. My daughter has a SoFi loan, right? I mean, SoFi basically funded her first year in Savannah. Now, they didn't offer as good a deal this year, so we went to Sally Mae. All I'm saying is, if you're Cargill, you'd have a lot of people going, what's Cargill?
Yeah.
Now, it does a lot. I get it. But does it rely on the consumer to bring it to business?
How much value does Cargill get by being on a jersey patch at a game in Rutgers or at a game in California? Right,
Zero.
Right. When they're playing UCLA, how much does Cargill get? How much return on that investment is Cargill getting?
What you're going to see,
for that matter,
and that's why the jersey patch becomes devalued when you. Ohio State is a national brand. Therefore, a national brand attaches itself to a national brand. J.P. Morgan Chase, SoFi. If you want a local brand, well, you're going to pay local rates.
Spawn and Rose Lumber Company. Do you see Corey? I've always liked Corey, and then he does things like this because Corey, our buddy from Bats and Bugs. Which, by the way, Corey saw one of your Bats and Bugs trucks in the neighborhood the other day. It wasn't you. I checked. I ran out in front of the truck to see if it was you. It wasn't you. Corey's a big Nebraska fan. He says Iowa sleep number bed would be perfect.
Corey's a Nebraska fan.
I see what you did there, and I appreciate it. I don't like it, but I appreciate it. Berger writes in, and he has written this in several times, and but he said, man, what about aren't we an insurance center? What about insurance companies? Those are national brands.
Principal, nationwide. To me, that would make sense.
He has also written this several times in the last couple of days, and I don't even see it anymore. But basically, his question over and over again is, hey, where are the university presidents? And I tried every one of the athletic directors that we talked to. I said, what's your relationship like with the president? And we got answers across the board. They all tried to be pretty political. If you watched it, you got answers across the board from, I think I'm a nuisance, to it's an awesome relationship. Works great. Where are the university presidents in this? That goes back to my thing with the contracts with the Ole Miss players. Like, academics is the last thing that's brought up. It's the last thing that's considered. when did they transfer? What classes were they in? Where are their studies? What about their credits that they've been working towards? I thought that this was all about that. Oh, that's right. That was all a lie. And then they go, not for 99% of them, it's not. Then why are we making all the rules for the 1%?
Because the 1% pays all the bills.
Exactly. So get out of here with the bullshit.
By the way, Donnie comes up with a good idea.
It's so frustrating.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Donnie says, and we could do this over at Grandview. Brian Duax, Central City Jersey patch would be sick.
Well, I don't know that a liquor store for
Hey, Chico's bail bonds had the Bad News Bears.
Half those kids' parents had used Chico.
Just saying.
That's why none of them were at the games. Didn't you recognize that? Get real quick. Total verge. Veer. Gonna go a total different direction here.
Okay.
I don't even know how this got brought up. Oh, I know. We were talking about, Courtney and I were having a conversation about cheerleaders in movies. And Courtney was like, it's frustrating how cheerleaders, there's always this, they always do this trope and there's always this thing. And I mentioned Wildcats.
Okay.
Do you remember that movie?
Was Goldie Hawn in Wildcats?
Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
She's a high school football coach.
Yeah. In Texas, right?
I don't remember what state it was in. Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes. It's got a bunch of young, great actors in it. I mean, like high school kids. But do you remember the cheerleaders in Wildcat?
I don't.
Oh my God. Boogie down, boogie down, boogie down, boogie down. Whoa.
Well, now that you say that, you wonder, like, when the cheerleaders are on the sidelines are at Ohio State, are they going to have a JP Morgan Chase logo on their? If I'm JP Morgan Chase, you like, I want to be on the cheerleaders. It's everything.
UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. What? You ugly. Anyway, I don't know where that came from.
We're not done talking about college football. The playoff was brought up yesterday at Big Ten Media Days. We still have not expanded. There still are talks. But Tony Petitti and even Kirk Ferentz has an opinion on it. This is the posturing. This is the game of chess. Game of survivor, game of war, game of risk. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Land Rover Des Moines. Summer's here, and we have the perfect cure for summer boredom. The 2026 Range Rover Sport Dynamic with 1.9% financing available is the perfect cure for your boring car or your summer boredom. So stop on down and take it for a ride so you can see what I mean, or call, click, or visit us at LandoverDesMoines.com or stop out at the showroom. You'll be glad you did.
You love the Hawkeyes. You love hot takes. Combine them after every game this season with the Black and Gold Rush on the Rush Radio Network.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Lexus. The RX and NX are driving daily with a great selection now available. Whether you're looking for a 2-row luxury SUV or extra space for the whole family, now is the perfect time to find your Lexus. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comment section. Call the show at 515-517-2303. And if you've got social media, you can like our Facebook page. You can follow us on Instagram. Follow us on X at Rush Mornings. And, of course, we've got a TikTok page. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Talked a lot of college football today. And in more than we did about the Big 12, more than we did about the ACC, and more than we did about the SEC, but you know we're getting closer. This is why I think when the Big 12 goes so early, like that first week of July, you're like, it's a little too early. Now, as we get closer to the season starting, it's like, okay, we're getting college football in our blood. But one thing that hasn't been decided yet, Ross, is the college football playoff. It's one of those lingering issues out there, and that is expansion.
Yeah, okay.
And some like it at 12. Some like it at the SEC says 16 is the right one. Well, Tony Petitti yesterday reiterated that 24 is where they want to be. And there is still time to work with Fox to cancel the Big Ten championship game. Say, hey, you know what? If we can do this in the next month or two, we can look towards 2027.
For this year? Or
no,
for 2027. Okay. I was like, damn.
No, it wouldn't take place this year, but it says, hey, there's a point of no return, right? Where you can't make adjustments. And that's so the Big Ten needs to figure out, and I think if they say, hey, if we go to 24, how do you replace the revenue from the title game? I believe a 24 team. Now, this is an unpopular opinion in a lot of circles. People don't want 24 teams. People are like, that's too many. It's not too many. If you get rid of the bowl games, you've devalued those anyway. They're worth nothing. Just go to a 24-team playoff. And we love college football so much, I don't think it would be hard to sell a 24-team playoff. But they're going to meet in August. They don't expect anything to happen then. They're hoping in September where they can get together and they can hammer out the details and go, here's 24. But the Big Ten, ACC, Big 12, all been 24. We've talked about this before. SEC trying to hold true to what it wants. It wants 16.
So when they expanded the playoffs to 12 teams, people said the same thing. Oh, man, the bowl games are going to go away. And I said, no, they're not. No, they're not. Bowl games aren't going to go away. They're just going to take those corporate sponsorships and apply them to the semifinals and finals. Exactly what happened. Right now we have 47 bowl games.
There's 47 bowl. That must include
47 total postseason games in a standard college football bowl season. That includes 36 traditional and 11 playoff games. Just take them those corporate sponsorships and slide them around, and then we don't have to have teams that are close to 500 getting a postseason, getting a bowl game. We don't have to have teams declining their option to go to a bowl. And
players opting out of the bowl.
If teams do decline, you've got other teams with winning records that you can actually offer to go to a bowl game. Travis, I'm one of the people that thinks 24 is too much. I look at it, I go, man, we already, the first round, the number one team blows the doors off of the 12th ranked team.
You could make that argument in Division I AA.
Yep.
But they have, what, 24, 26 teams. Division II has 32 teams.
I don't think you've got as big of a talent gap in those other divisions.
I mean, when Drake makes the playoff and has to play North Dakota State like it had, there's a pretty big talent gap.
Pretty big talent gap there. And you go into the game knowing, this is a fun season. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're taking a team that was outside of the top 25 last week, and we're going to roll them out there against one of the best teams in the country. And there's going to be upsets. We're going to have a 16 beat a 1. We're going to have those things happen, and then that'll be awesome and a lot of fun because that's how But we're also going to get some games that could have running clock.
And by the way, even with the 12-team playoff, we've had duds.
That. Exactly. No. I don't buy into the argument of like, oh, what about the bowl season? The bowl season sucks.
And that's a joke. I'm in favor of a 24-team playoff, and you eliminate all other postseason games. You get rid of those bowls.
My thought was going to be, I like that. I'm not opposed to that. I was going to give a little bit more. I was going to go to the negotiating table and say, hey, we can go ahead and keep your 47 bowl games. We'll have a 23-game playoff. We're going to have 24 teams, 23 games of that playoff, and we'll let you guys keep 24 other useless nonsense sponsored by Gasparilla, Mozilla, whatever it is.
Duke's Mayo.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. Duke's Mayo actually is such a fun bowl game. It gets brought into the 24.
And the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Those games get brought in. I'm not kidding you.
No, I know.
Those sponsors are brought into the 23, into the fold. You're talking, and maybe even Gasparilla is, honestly.
It depends on what they can afford. And don't forget, those first round games are going to be home sites. I think the first, 2 rounds are home sites?
Let me ask you a weird question. Can Chase still sponsor a bowl game, and could Ohio State play in said bowl game?
Absolutely.
Oh.
100%. Who would Chase be rooting for at that point? Here's Kirk Ferentz talking about the 2014 playoff and his thoughts about it.
Yeah, I'll go back to when they went from 2 to 4. My feeling then was, if we're going to go to 4, you may as well go bigger, a bigger number at that stage. To me, just having 2 teams play for it, there's some subjectivity there, obviously. And revenue opportunity, all that other stuff that comes with playoffs. But when we went to 4, it really kind of, I think, minimized or started to cheapen some of the bowl experiences, more players opting out, that type of thing. And, silly me, I thought playing in the Orange Bowl or the Rose Bowl or whatever was a big deal. But, that attitude started to grow with that. So my attitude is, if we're going to go 2 to 4, why not go bigger? And whether you want to debate 16 or 24, I'm in favor of 24, certainly. But the other part of the story is I think our focus needs to be on some other issues that are probably bigger to college football right now than the playoff discussion, but totally in favor of 24 to answer the question.
Actually, we got bigger fish to fry than this playoff thing, which is actually going okay right now in relative to all the other fires that we have in college sports. The college football playoff is doing really good.
But would you agree that the reason we're talking expansion now is for even more greed? It is, we can make more money off 16. We can make more money off of 24. And I do believe they can.
Yeah.
But you should fix what you need to get fixed.
Totally. And he's right about all that stuff. The one thing that I think Kirk Ferentz is maybe, and he's a smart guy, and these are sound bites, and so it's hard, but the thing of man, apparently it's not a big deal to play in the Orange Bowl or the Rose Bowl anymore. It's not. That's a mind bender for somebody who's lived in a world for 60 years where it was. This is the same conversation that we had years ago with the Rose Bowl when people were like, "Oh, the granddaddy of them all." No, man, you've been lied to. You've been lied to. It might have been at one time, and they've hijacked those words. It's not the same anymore. And kids today don't look at the world the same way that we did. Look at all these things that we have these conversations about, Travis. What's the Heisman Trophy now? When I was 16 years old, I could name 10 years of Heisman Trophy winners. I bet Eli can't name last year's. It's a different world. And there's a really deep conversation to have here about the perspectives and priorities of this next generation that's coming in to a rigged game in life. In life, they're waking up to the game's rigged. So you know what they're going to do? Not play your game. And that's what these kids, these young athletes who have learned now for the last 5 years, very formative years of their life, that they have the cards. They are the product. They know that now. It's the fact that we're still able to run this game is wild to me, because the kids are waking up to it, and these are little tiny indications of it. I thought it was a big deal to play in the Orange Bowl. Yeah, it is, coach, for you because you had a financial incentive that got you there. When you were playing, your coach wasn't making millions of dollars off of your back and getting $1 million bonuses if you got to the Orange Bowl. So everybody in the thing was just competitive and just wanted to win. Now, a coach gets bajillions of dollars in life-changing money if your team wins, and the kid gets a goodie bag. Hey, you got a PlayStation?
Got a Yeti cooler. Got a Yeti cooler.
They have woken up to this game. And that's why playing in the Rose Bowl, that shitball stadium that you boomers think is a cool deal. Nah, I'm good, man. There's a $3 billion stadium being built. Not one. Not one. There are $3 billion stadiums being built. And you think the Orange Bowl is a big deal? Is this making sense now? That I love Kirk Ferentz. I think that part of his message right there is an indication of how far the world has changed. How much I thought it was a big deal to play in the Rose Bowl. It did used to be.
And he said, silly me.
It used to be a big deal.
Because that's the way the system was set up, that it was a big deal.
Exactly
the system
right.
has changed. And that's why I'm kind of with the system changing. That's why I'm in favor of the 24, but I'm in favor of getting rid of everything else because it's pointless, it's useless, and they're devalued.
But you've got to have some sort of system in place, Travis, that's still, and I know this is going to sound very socialist, almost even communist. You have to grab all the money and disperse it. Because what's going to happen, so talk about the rich getting richer. All right, let's just use this scenario and say there's 24 teams in the playoff. There's 23 games. We're going to take all this corporate money from these bowls and we're going to concentrate it down to the 23. You're going to have several teams that play in 3 or 4 games.
But that's the way the NCAA tournament works, meaning that each win you get more of a distribution of money.
But your conference gets more.
Right. But then the conference distributes its. I mean, so the conference is going to get its cut, and then. Yeah. But that's why when Drake won, got to the second round, that was a big deal for Drake to get to the second round.
It should be a bigger deal. The team that wins should get a benefit. I'm not saying that they should benefit more. What I'm saying is you will cut if you eliminate those bowl games. Okay, let's do the math on this. Right?
Don't assume you're going to cut it. Most teams take a loss because they have to pay for their own.
That's a good point too. You don't make money on all those bowl games. Yeah, that's a good point.
And I would say if you're going to the Bahamas Bowl where the payout is what, I don't know, a couple $1 million after you spend, that's for everything. You get $1 million. You take your band, take your cheerleaders, take your alumni, you take your boosters, and you've made $50,000, or it's break even. And I think that's that.
Donnie Rickles, who, by the way, I think I saw in the chat is having an awesome. Did I see Donnie? Somebody's having twins? Somebody in the chat put in there like, "Hey, just found out, got the ultrasound. We're having twins." Was that you, Donnie? Either way, he says I have a poster of the New York City mayor in my bathroom. Zorhan Mamdani. It's not in my bathroom, Donnie. It's above my bed. Get it right. You're gonna make
with a towel right by him.
Bottle of lotion and a jar of peanut butter.
Sorry, we digress. Also, yesterday at Big Ten Media Days was a familiar face to the state of Iowa. Matt Campbell was making his first Big Ten Media Day appearance.
This was my favorite part of yesterday.
And
my favorite part of yesterday was watching Iowa State fans react to Matt Campbell's press conference and going, "It's the same bullshit he said here."
You mean like this?
It's a great honor to be here. And I think it's proven in the modern era of the Big Ten in college football, this conference is the best in the country. And I know it has prestigious academic institutions that go from coast to coast, storied football traditions that go down generations. And for me, I couldn't be more humbled and grateful to be here representing Penn State.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Again, I like Matt. I like Coach Campbell. I think, but this is one of the things that's always been laughable is like, he is a freaking cliche factory. He is the king of talking without saying anything.
100%.
I've never seen a coach that's as good at it as it's almost like, again, it's laughable. Once you pick up on it and you start, it's like punchlines in the movie Airplane. They keep coming. I didn't even write them down there because it was so the best in the country. Was he talking about the conference? The conference has the best, the prestigious academic.
The Big Ten, without a doubt, is the best conference in America.
Wouldn't it be great if one time a coach was like, Matt, listen, the storied football program here is such a cool thing. Honestly, I wish we could get our academics up a little bit because we've got a bunch of dumb shits running around this campus. And I'm not sure if you guys have looked, but the basket weaving, come on.
Okay, if you want to count cliches, I'm going to give you one more time. I'm going to give you one more chance to count cliches.
Okay, all right. I'll try to write them down on this time. Okay,
because he's answered this before, but this was in front of a different audience yesterday. Matt Campbell on, why he would leave Iowa State for Penn State.
This will be a good one.
Yeah, for me, I really loved my time in Ames, Iowa, and I'm really proud of what we were able to accomplish at Iowa State in our 10 years. Great players, great people, great community. And if we were ever going to leave Iowa State, it was going to have to be a school and an institution that really fit how I believe and what I believe in how you build culture, how you build team, and how you build forward. And I think for the last 6 months, we've been reminded why it was such a great fit for us at Penn State. I think the history, what it means to play there, but how you do it. The integrity, the character in the class, in its finest moments, what Penn State football has stood for, really resonated with myself and certainly my background. So it really had to be a perfect fit, and that's really why.
Can I point out something else? I hollered at you to see if you could stop it in the middle of that, because I wanted to point something out when he did it the first time, and he did it 3 times, ironically. There is a trick that happens, and it's called the rule of 3. Okay, have you ever heard of the rule of 3?
I haven't.
I want to point this out to you, and you're going to hear people do it all the time.
Are they taught it, or does it just come naturally?
It's taught, but I think it's it could be a subconscious thing where you realize it's an effective method, and so you just deploy it as your own.
Okay.
When you go to list, when you want to make a list of things, you're always best to do it in 3s. Always. If it's comedy, your third thing's always going to be your funniest thing. But notice how he, I tried to write them down, but my chicken scratches were going way too fast and I couldn't do it. But he did it 3 different times. He employs the rule of 3. Okay. Can you play it? I know it was long, but at one point he talks about my time there in Iowa State. We had
I'm going to have to play the whole thing again just to let you know, because I didn't bring, or hold on. Let me do something. I think I can do it. Just hold on real quick.
All right. Play it again. But just listen to this again, though, folks, and listen for the, when you go to list things, do it in a rule, do it in groups of 3.
I really loved my time in Ames, Iowa, and I'm really proud of what we were able to accomplish at Iowa State in our 10 years. Great players, great people, great community. And
so there's great players, great people,
team, great players, great people, great community. Okay.
If we were ever going to leave Iowa State, it was going to have to be a school and an institution that really fit how I believe in what I believe in how you build culture, how you build team, and how you build forward. And
you fucker, you've messed me up.
I'm telling you, you'll notice this all the time. All the time.
I think for the last 6 months, we've been reminded why it was such a great fit for us at Penn State. I think the history, what it means to play there, but how you do it.
The history, what it means,
and how you do it. It's over and over and over.
Does he do it again?
Yes. Yeah.
The integrity, the character in the class.
Character.
That's the 4th time.
I'm telling you.
Its finest moments, what Penn State football has stood for, really resonated with myself and certainly my background. So it really had to be a perfect fit, and that's really why. Yeah,
You asshole.
You're going to see it all the time. I heard him doing that. I saw some of those clips yesterday, and that's not, trust me, if you go through the whole thing, a dozen.
Now, if we had this conversation last year, we're getting ripped by Cyclone fans, right?
Oh, yeah. This dude yesterday, that's the, slowly people wake up. Slowly people go, oh, wait. So that was all the same stuff he said when he was wearing my colors? Yeah.
Yes. It's just you don't hear it.
Yeah,
we're guilty of it too.
It's pandering. Oh, absolutely. I use that rule of 3 all the time, guys.
But even when if Matt Campbell would have said it last year, we'd have been yeah. If Kirk Ferentz said we would be like, see what he says? He loves it here. And then when it's you go somewhere else and you say the same thing. You're like, well, he said that he said he loved me 8 months ago.
I thought he said this was the right place. I thought he said our water was the best water. That is so good. But that was my favorite part of yesterday, was watching that realization from people, watching people go, he didn't say anything. You go, yeah. Here's the deal. He never has. It's not a knock on him. It's actually a super impressive trait that he can speak coherently in complete sentences and not say anything of substance.
But it becomes a soundbite. It becomes an instant soundbite.
Yeah.
Wow. Folks, you're going to want to stick around for the after 7:30 because Sean Roberts sent out a cryptic tweet last night. I don't know if you guys saw this on Facebook or X with Sean, and there's a lot of people who love Sean on the show, and he's like, hey, me and Lucas got a pulse. I'm like, you got a pulse? What do you mean you got a pulse?
Had a picture of the Undertaker.
And I'm like, all right. So I just texted him last night. I said, hey, you got a pulse. Do you want to tell everybody what your heartbeat is? You want to tell us? Because we'd like to know. We've been hoping these guys would land on their feet somewhere. So Sean may enlighten us on what that pulse is. Now, he's not flatlining. It might be a beep, beep, beep. I don't know what it is. But Sean will join us right on 7:40 because he's at Farrell's working out right now.
Look at Mike. You are such a bad actor.
I don't know shit. I don't. It is the Rush Radio Show. Oh, I got to read this. Hey, folks, from classic hardwood to stylish tile and cozy carpet, Iowa Floor Covering delivers quality and service Central Iowans can trust. Call or visit iowafloorcovering.com and see why it's good people and great floors. Their showrooms in Bondurant. Make sure to tell them the Rush Radio Show is where you heard about them. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-millionaire. Front row tickets to every show-millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and this month the heat is on, so the roof comes off. Get an all-new Mini convertible with rates as low as 2.99 out to 60 months. If you're looking for something more year-round, you can get into an all-new 2027 Countryman with rates as low as 2.99 out to 48 months on here. Also, we are down to our very last Victory Edition, so if you want to cross the finish line, come check it out now. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at minidesmoines.com or your favorite motoring advisor.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, it's everything.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
I like to buy American Coke from hometowns near and far. I'm pursuing happiness, doesn't matter who you are. That's the real thing.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
The World Cup is heating up, and so are we at Willis Nissan. This July, you can score big with 0% on the rugged Frontier, the practical and fuel-efficient Murano, the full-size Pathfinder, and the compact and modern Rogue. And with up to $5,000 in available customer cash on these models, the savings are even better. So stop into our showroom or head online to willisnissan.com today.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
It's Wednesday, so I'm going to give you the heads up. Now is the time to enter the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo. Yes, you can do it early. I know we do it on Fridays, but I'm encouraging you to get into the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo now by going to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab. You'll see a thing that says Woohoo! And you can win $90 for now. That's a great phrase that Ross came up with, because you're a genius, Ross. $90 for now.
A good idea factory on Way to Go Street, Trav.
Yeah, that's so true. We say $90 for now because if you win the woohoo and tell us what made you go woohoo, you're going to pick up a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. But that prize pack includes tickets, meaning you could win even more money. And we get stories all the time from our winners saying, hey, I won $10, I won $20, I won $50. $90 for now. Go to therushradio.com, click the promo tab, and tell us what your woo-hoo is. We'll read them and also take your phone calls on Friday on the Rush Radio Show with the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-hoo. Go to ialottery.com. Beth Getz, it's not a signed, sealed, and delivered. We've heard Jamie Pollard talk about it. Yesterday, Beth Getz confirmed it. It looks like, Ross, the Cy-Hawk game between Iowa and Iowa State is going to get renewed. It's not inked yet, but she said look for something soon because that deal ends in 2027. So you'd have one more year and you'd be like, okay, what's happening?
I was surprised by this. Were you surprised? In the face of everything that's changing, we've been talking more and more about, these giving up these home games, the value of that. I didn't want it to go away. We talked about, I love the Iowa State game. I think it's awesome for us. It makes it much more enjoyable than them playing some other non-conference game that would be so non-consequential. Maybe I'm crazy about that. I like the game. I'm glad it continues. I was surprised in the current climate that it was announced.
I'm Pollyannish here. I want to believe this is the way it went down. Jamie and Beth get together and say, there's a lot of uncertainty. Our fans need something normal. They need something to rely on. We got to re-up this game at least for 4 more years or whatever that is, right? I mean, let's give them something they can count on because we don't even know what we can count on in our own college football worlds.
In that conversation, Travis, is part of that Jamie saying, hey, I'm out of here. Lock this thing in for a few more years because I don't know what's going to happen. Lock it in. Let's lock it in for at least that way it doesn't go away with me. And then people think that I'm somehow, I don't know. Was that in any way the conversation of like, hey, let's extend this thing past when I'm here at all?
I think that might be. What'd you do on your way out the door? I left you with the Cy-Hawk game. I mean, that's the way you look at it. I'm glad both athletic directors see the value in it, understand the importance of the game and the series to the state. Not saying they don't have issues that they have to deal with and they're going to have to tackle, but it appears that if they can get this signed, they don't have to tackle them yet.
Yeah,
which is good. Nick says this. I don't know if I agree with it. Cy-Hawk Series in football is the biggest event in the state in Iowa every year. State Fair second, RAGBRAI third. State Fair is a pretty darn big deal. I would say it's the biggest sporting event in the state of Iowa every year.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a conversation for a second. That's not
Isn't RAGBRAI just the state fair on wheels?
Okay. Can I have a strong RAGBRAI take here?
Absolutely.
How do I?
You're going to offend somebody. You know that.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Get ready. Probably going to offend a couple groups because I'm trying to think of the right analogy. RAGBRAI is like a marathon. If you do it, it matters. If you don't do it, it doesn't matter. If it's not coming through your town, if you're not riding it, it is an advertisement for a newspaper. Listen, I used to ride. Jeremy said, Ross don't ride bikes. Ross do ride bikes. Ross do read books. Ross do something.
I know what you mean because I've never ridden in RAGBRAI. I've thought about it. I'm like, but my brother-in-law, it's like a religion to him. I mean, I mean, he skipped his father-in-law's 80th surprise birthday. I'm like, where are you going? He goes, I got to get on the bus. I'm like, well, we can drive you to Ottawa. You know, it's only 45 minutes away. Oh no, I got to get my gear down there. I got to get on the bus. Got to do this. Got to start my routine. And I appreciate a good routine. Ross knows I'm kind of a routine guy.
Yes, very much so. And again, if you do it, people that do it, I have no hate against the people that do it. It's looks like a fun time. And again, like marathons, like camping, like doing those. I do a lot of things that people watch from a distance and go, I don't get it. Fishing. A lot of people, fishing's like the boringest thing ever. Man, not when I'm doing it. I love it. If I have one of my buddies that I worked with at the radio station for 20 plus years, that one of the engineers, Rick Chalfant, Rick rides his bike from Bondurant to the start of RAGBRAI, rides RAGBRAI, rides to Bondurant. He basically does 2 RAGBRAIs because from the middle of the state, he drives to the western edge, all the way across to the eastern edge, and then back to the middle of the state. And he and his buddies, they absolutely love it. Love it.
Because they stop and get their pickles. They stop and get their pork on a stick.
It's everything.
I get it.
Yep.
Driftless says this. They use small towns and leave a fucking mess.
I've heard that too. I've heard that the wake of it behind it is a disaster.
Yeah, because, and how could it not be? You bring in, what? How many people are on RAGBRAI?
I don't even know.
50,000? I don't know.
I don't know how many people you got pissing in your town at one time. I don't know.
You got 50,000 people that come into a town of 400. They're going to do some damage.
Just by the wake of that happening through your town.
Yeah. 25,000, fake Bob Vanderplatt says.
And this again becomes about that $1 sign, man. He says, Fake says, I'm hearing that this year there are traveling food vendors that are taking money from the locals. Then that'll be even more of a problem because one of the bright spots of it is, Travis, it is it is something that the locals can take advantage of. You know, a kid putting up a lemonade stand can make an insane amount of money.
Yeah, in a short amount of time.
Right. Mr. Pork Chop.
Now, I think you have to define what traveling vendors are. I've got a friend that does, a friend's brother, like, just goes halfway on each stop and sells pickles, right? He's been doing pickles for a long time. He's a local guy. He's an Iowa guy, but he's always been selling pickles on the side of the road. All right, so, well, Sean just tried to connect. Now he can't connect. I don't know what's wrong with his phone. He was at Farrell's working out this morning.
Oh, it's probably that then. Probably the
Yeah,
sweat. Probably got water.
Jacked up.
Yeah, probably got sweat in it. I don't know. So, the RAGBRAI thing, Travis, it's something I would love to do, honestly. I'd do it. But the week it's happening, I'm never like, oh man, what's happening on Ragbri? What's the latest stories? How do I follow all the action and get all the fun pictures? It happens. It happens in the background. It's kind of, again, what is one of those things that it's a big deal if you're a part of it? But if you're not a part of it, it just kind of happens in the background. Like a neighbor having a party or something. I don't know. It just, you hear about it. You're like, oh, cool. Good for them.
I thought about doing it 1 year, and then I thought, nah, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Do you like tent camping? I don't see you as a tent camper.
No. If I were to camp,
so what would you get a hotel if you did it, or would you just only ride it for a day and then go home?
Oh, that's probably why I wouldn't do it. Is that I can't sleep on the ground. I can't sleep on a tent. I'm too old for that. And me, I'd be one of those.
Did you ever do that? Were you ever a tent camper?
No. That's why I was on an RV kick about 6-7 years ago. I'm like, Anjanette, let's get an RV. That way we can have the camping experience. She's like, Marriott has a nice bed. And she goes, you'll spend less in hotels than you would for an RV over time. She goes, it would take a long time to spend $25,000 in hotels.
Marriott has a
I go, why do you got to talk sense like that?
Marriott has a nice, you know where you can get a hot shower? A hotel. I'm with you, man. There is something. When I go down to the Ozarks, my uncle Brad that lives down there, he and my Aunt Cheryl basically live in an RV all year. They love it. I mean, they seem to. When you talk to them about it, it's like, and it's a whole different culture. Like that RV camping lifestyle, man. I've had friends that have committed. Well, dude, you know what? Another one of our listeners is a big RVer, Corey, who worked for ESPN for years.
Okay,
he and his wife they RV camp quite a bit. And again, man, you see him set up, and I see the setup, and I go, oh yeah, I want to do that. The big awning out, they got the rug, they got the big campsite set up. Like, yeah, it takes 5 hours to get there, and $120,000. But once you get there, it's free.
It's free. Well, except the campsite costs about, if you want full hookups, costs like $40 a night. So
but after the $40 a night, it's free.
Yeah, the fun is free, right? The fun is free.
After the initial investment of $250,000, and then $40 a night, and all of the gas that it takes to drive, it's free.
All right, he just got done with his workout. He's got a headband on. God, it's so douchey looking.
Hi, guys.
What's going on?
Does Nike pay you to billboard for them like that? We see it.
Oh, yeah. Grandview pays him.
Shout out Grandview. No, Grandview does not.
No, he paid Grandview. The other way around.
They paid me a little bit.
Did they?
A little bit. No,
Yeah,
but like back in the day.
Were you on full ride scholarship at Grandview?
No, there's no full ride scholarships in baseball.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. They divide those things up like crazy.
Yeah.
Did you get like a quarter or a tenth or what? Something like that. So you got a fraction of a scholarship though?
Yeah.
And now you get paid from technically you get paid from Grandview because you do things for them.
Yeah. I do. I host the Victors, which Ross, you did.
You charge him for that?
It's kind of my giving back to the university.
Look at you, community minded.
Listen, I try to be.
But it's donating time. And that time is very valuable, Sean.
And by the way, that time is you can write that off in your taxes. All you have to do
that's the donation.
Well, here's
and ask for a donation letter.
Here's the thing too. Like now, I'm unemployed, so there's a fee that comes with everything. So
that's fair. That is very, very fair.
Listen, Travis is going to be an excellent advisor for you as you go through this thing, because just like what he said, he's got all these little tricks and things that are wonderful for you to do. Yeah, get a donation letter from Grandview that says Sean donates so much time, it's worth
X, and it shouldn't be less than $2,000.
Winky X.
So Sean, you sent out a cryptic text last night, or not a text, but a social media post. You're like, hey, you and Lucas have a pulse.
We have a pulse, yes.
You have a pulse. When are you full heartbeat again?
I think we do that today. I think we full heartbeated today.
Full heartbeat. You're on the air today?
No. Oh, are you talking like?
When will people be able to? So tell us what's going on.
So what is going on is we are joining the Rush Radio Network, and we will. Our show will start Monday from 4 to 6. Will be Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. On the Rush Radio Network. You can listen on the TuneIn at all your stuff. Smash the subscribe button on the YouTube page. For Android users, you got the Rush Radio app, and then obviously the TuneIn Radio app, and all on the social media platforms. So Lucas and I were in Omaha last night, yeah, we tested everything, and we're good to go.
So did you guys drive home last night going, this is a lot fucking harder than we thought it was going to be?
No, I kind of figured it was going to be difficult. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was a little like, oh, okay.
Well, there's just a lot of information there until you're like, oh, that's information overload. And you realized right away that Owen's the smartest one in the group, right?
Dude, what did you do to him? Like, he is engineer. He's a program director. He's station management. Whatever you want to call it, like, Owen is everything.
Yeah, that's a dangerous place to be, because if he ever says, hey, Dad, I'm done, I'd be like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do. I mean, really, this whole thing ticks because of Owen. I mean, he's like the Rick, right?
Rick and Raleigh. He's Rick and Raleigh.
He's Rick and Raleigh wrapped up into one. So just to let everybody know, some people may have noticed the YouTube channel page has changed to the Rush Radio Network. The current app is getting
people started pointing that out. Yesterday morning, I saw people that were like, "Wait, what's the radio network?" And I was even like, "What the hell? Did something like?" You know, sometimes we'll see people's names, then all of a sudden we see their username, and like Monday, all of a sudden things were in different places, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" I should pay attention in our meetings.
You should. And so it may take a little bit, but if you have the Rush Radio app on Android, that's going to be rebranded, getting rebuilt right now. You won't have to re-download anything. You'll just have to update it. But Beyond the Bench with Sean and Lucas joining the Rush Radio Network now, starting Monday from 4 to 6. But wait, there's more. I might get in trouble for this, but I don't care. From 11 to 1 will be the Lunch Rush with Trent Condon. Now, you may have seen yesterday that will be a little bit different situation. Trent is also going to be on KRNT. And so his show on this network will be simulcast on KRNT. So it'll be on KRNT 1350 AM, but you can get it all over Central Iowa, all over the world, at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Network YouTube page, and as well as the TuneIn app. So we're growing. And you're probably wondering, and Sean, we've had many conversations, and that is, what we do here is radio, and we run our shows like radio shows. And when Ross and I partnered with Choice Creative a year ago, and it's a partnership between Ross, myself, and Choice Creative, and we knew we'd add talent sometime, but it had to be the right fit, had to be the right brand, had to be somebody that wanted to do a radio show and run it like a radio show, because that's what we want to build here, and is an internet radio station. And we knew this would probably, what happened to you would happen eventually. It happened faster than we thought it was going to happen, right? So.
Yeah, and I think, Trav, like after we talked, and right away, like Lucas and I had conversations. We wanted to do something, but it had to be the right situation, and we could have went off and just did our own thing. But I like being a part of stuff, man. And I think what you guys have built is, and especially like learning the ins and outs now of everything, and what you guys have built is absolutely incredible. And hats off to you guys, and hats off to Owen. But like I wanted to do something every single day, and that meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to Lucas. We wanted to be a part of something each and every single day, and so to now have that 4 to 6 time slot to kind of continue to just do what we do, and keep that whole train running. We were excited to do this. Now, outside of my college investment, this is probably one of the bigger investments I've made. But I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and you had to buy some equipment because, and that's the difference. We all
keep
had
those receipts. Those receipts.
The wife had to green light, like, hey, I need to get this stuff, or are we good? Yeah, whatever you need to do. Why did you do? Wait, why is that showing up now? What's this box showing up? So that was but I'm excited about it, man.
What was Lucas' thoughts on the way home last night? Did he feel better about it?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll be able to navigate. Lucas is so super smart, so that's why I trust him to kind of navigate the production aspect of it all. Not for me.
Listen, I'm telling you, get a handle of it, because it has happened where Travis and I have both had to, when he's on location or something, it's nice to be able to have the ability. So
yeah, I'll have the basics down, but Lucas is the brains behind it all. On our show, he'll be the brains behind it all. So like the phone line, think that's super cool. Good job, Trav.
We try.
But no, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's some super cool things we can do. And I know we have some stuff planned and all that. So it's going to be a fun ride, man. Excited about it.
Tyler says, can you handle the chat? And this is one of the biggest surprises to us. And we're just going to, kind of guide you through this. And we wouldn't lie to you, is that, when you go from terrestrial radio, the phone lines kind of dominate the voice, right? The chat, surprisingly to us, has become, it becomes a community, but that's where a lot of people pop off. We still get phone calls, but the phone calls dropped off considerably, and now it's the chat where people I don't need to call. I can just type it right in and let you know how I feel.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's going to be different. There's going to be some things that I'll have to get used to. Lucas will have to get used to. But this is a super cool deal, and we're excited to do it. And
I will say
be able
this:
to handle the chat.
When you tune in on Monday, there may be a couple technical issues, and Ross and I had them when we launched. Right? It probably took us 6-7 months to really feel comfortable.
Months.
Yes.
Yeah.
We I got I think Owen's going to be my main contact. It'll be my favorite in my phone.
It's funny when Trent and Sean have a question, all I do is call Owen.
These are my notes from the first time we sat down. I still have the sequence of events of here's how to do.
Sean didn't write shit down last night. He goes, "Hey Owen, you're going to put together a cheat sheet for me and email it to me, right?" And Owen's like, "Yeah, Sean, I'll do that for you."
I did say, I go, "Hey Owen, you're going to put a list together, right? I need a checklist." It's going to be.
Travis asks, will you be streaming previous shows in between the streams? So if you listen now, our show comes right up. So the plan is to, after Trent's show, his show will repeat till 4 o'clock. And then Sean's show, after his show, will repeat till midnight, I believe. And then our show will go from midnight to 6 or we might put them in between each other and go. We haven't, but the answer to that, yes. There's never dead air on the app. It's been dominated by one show. We're happy to add 2 more shows, and who knows, down the line we can program 24/7, and that's the nice thing about this, and be live 24/7.
I want the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. shift.
Oh, that could be a fun shift if you think about it.
It could get really weird.
It could get it really could.
So no, man, this is great. Excited to do it, and got some more work to do the rest of this week, and then Monday we'll be good to go. So now I got to get a bunch of stuff shifted over and get socials updated and everything like that. So
yeah, if you were listening to the app about 6 o'clock last night, you might have heard Sean and Lucas doing a test.
That's funny.
test check 1 2 3.
And Sunday at some point, I'm not going to tell you when, you might hear more tests. Owen's driving to Des Moines on Sunday. I'm going to be in Mississippi, and he's going to work with Trent a little bit, and he's going to stop by and see Sean, and I think they're going to do a couple more tests just to make sure everything's good to go. But, Sean, we're glad to have you part of the family. It's funny how many people think that, when I left you almost 2 years ago that you were mad at me or something like that. That was never the case. I think you understood after everything was explained why things went down the way they did and how things come full circle. I mean, from Ross bringing you into the studio in 2016?
2014.
And here we are now. You can't quit us. You're
Somehow,
like Brokeback Mountain, man. You can't quit us.
Here's a funny full circle moment. I was sitting in this room right here. This was not a studio at that time. This was like my little library den. When Sean called me and said, "Hey, tomorrow morning I'm quitting. And I'm taking a job at the bank." And I said, "Oh man, it's been fun. Been a great time." And I hung up the phone. And I called him back. And I said, "Dude, don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna regret it. This is the greatest thing ever."
Yeah, I look back at a lot of. I mean, there was a time where, I almost quit because of a relationship. Like that would have sucked.
Well, I remember that one. You lost a dog over that.
I forgot about that one.
It's funny looking back at all that stuff, and you're right, Ross. Like I would have, and it has. The banking world was very nice to me. It was very nice to me, and it helped me get to where I am today. I would have hated my life if I would have gave up doing all this.
Wouldn't have been the same. That's for sure, man.
Yeah,
wouldn't have been the same.
It wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same. But yeah, Trav, you're the first. Literally, I was on my way home from my remote when everything happened a month ago, and Trav was like the first phone call. So that was, yeah.
All right. Tony, can traffic no traffic reports.
Can traffic reports be far behind? Bus, I don't make many promises in this world.
Can we fake traffic reports?
Yes, you can fake all the traffic reports you want. I don't care.
This is I think the best part about this is for the listeners and the community and everything that you guys have built, and that the listeners that are going to be following along with this. Live and local matters, man, and whether it's how we're going to navigate it or whatever, live and local matters, and having news break and having people being able to talk about it right away is super cool.
All right, Shawnee. Good to have you on board, buddy. We'll be in touch.
Likewise.
Sean Roberts, Beyond the Bench with Sean and Lucas, starting Monday from 4 to 6 here on the Rush Radio Network. Trent Condon and The Lunch Rush from 11 to 1 starting Monday here on the Rush Radio Network. It's going to be fun. Buckle up, everybody. Ross, we'll see you tomorrow there, buddy.
Bye, bud.
Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Willis Chevrolet's Summer of Savings is on now, and the deals are turning up the heat. You'll find a huge selection of new, used, and Car Bravo certified vehicles, all ready for your next road trip, daily drive, or whatever summer throws your way. Right now, you can take advantage of 0% for 5 years on the dependable Silverado and 0% for 36 months on the versatile Equinox and the affordable Trax. It's the perfect time to get into the Chevy you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Willis Chevrolet's Summer of Savings here in Granger or online at willischevy.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Bask in the glory of victory, or if necessary, wallow in the sorrow of defeat. Do both after every Hawkeye game on the Black and Gold Rush on the Rush Radio Network.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Don't settle for less. Get more of what you want with new Power Water from Powerade. More electrolytes, more flavor, and zero sugar. Do it again, make it a 10. I got the power. Finally, a fitness water that gives you power for more. Powerade Power Water. It takes more.
Coming up now, Travis, Ross, and at least one opinion that will get somebody mad online.